Lord, I'm a fool for a cigarette. When you finish, choke it, 'cause I wanna smoke it. Lord, I'm a fool for a cigarette. Mind when you throw your cigarette. Mind when you throw your cigarette. When you
Smokers often thoughtlessly dispose of their cigarettes by flicking them out a window or dropping them as they walk along. And those cigarette butts, they assume, will simply disappear, that they'll biodegrade and go away. But that's not the case. Cigarette butts are actually made out of acetate, which is a synthetic fiber, and it lasts for a long time. Some studies show that they last for 7 to 10 years. And the paper around the cigarette butt lasts a lot longer than people think it's going to last as well. When people dispose of their cigarette butts on dry land, they think that's the end of it. But what actually happens is, because they don't decompose as readily as people thought they did, they wash into the stormwater drains. And the stormwater drains are simply highways on the way to the Chesapeake Bay or to local rivers. Studies by Clean Virginia Waterways have shown that one cigarette butt in 2 gallons of water will kill up to 80% of the daphnia in that water. Now, daphnia are little marine animals similar to shrimp that provide the basis for providing food for a lot of young marine animals that then grow up into commercially viable animals. You know, one of the problems with cigarette butts is that they are extremely difficult to clean up. They're small, they get tangled up in the grass, they're nasty, nobody wants to pick up something that's been in somebody else's mouth. And no matter whether you pick them up by hand or use a litter stick to pick them up, they're very awkward and difficult to pick up and very time consuming.
This morning I was out here at 6. Because as it gets more daylight, I'll get out here earlier. When I read that it takes 7 years for them to disintegrate, I thought, well, I might as well pick these things up.
Litter and environmental pollution are just 2 of the problems that cigarette butts cause. There's also the fire hazard that they present. Every year, or just about every year, but particularly in dry years, fires are started in mulch and in bushes that are along the roadways by cigarettes that have been thrown away improperly. Virginia law and Hampton law recognize cigarette butts as litter. And in Hampton, if you litter, you can be fined up to $2,500 and you can spend up to a year in jail. You know, if you doubt that cigarette butts are a problem in the city, all you need to do is go to any intersection with a median and make a left-hand turn. And while you're waiting to make your left-hand turn, look out the window and look at the ground next to your car. One example might be Hampton Road Center Parkway at Big Bethel Road. It's a sad fact that our volunteers are working so hard to make Hampton clean and beautiful, and yet there's this one problem that is growing every day. People every day are adding to the burden of cigarette litter at an alarming rate, and our volunteers and our staff people just can't keep up with it. And what remains that can't be cleaned up is washing into our waterways and into the Chesapeake Bay.